Urban Meyer, Urban Meyer had responded to some of the comments that Marcus made, and he's denying them. And you see, Urban Meyer said you can ask other players about this, and anytime you play a team sport, especially like football, unless you're specifically in a coach's office, or you're in the doghouse, or they just call you in over to talk to you. Most of the time you're with your team and stuff like that. So Urban Meyer was at Ohio State from 2012 to about 20. I would say the end or the start of 2019 because they went to the Rose Bowl. So I mean that's a long list of players, and you can say a lot of things about Urban Meyer, but Urban Meyer on this situation is denying he doesn't see it, and there's a lot of players that have coming out, you know, that have stood. I won't say it's a line drawn between Marcus Williamson and Ohio State, but there's a lot of people, a lot of former Ohio State football players that have said that their own individual personal experience is different from what Marcus Williamson experienced, and then situations that Marcus, or a specific situation that Marcus Williamson spoke about that was basically in a team setting. Urban Meyer denied it, so it's pretty easy to fact check it, and no one is to this point has come out and said that specific incident. I don't even want to say it because it's very hard to say that. It's very if that was true, and at that time, especially what the country was going through, that was tough. But Urban Meyer said that he denied it, and that never happened, and there hasn't been anybody on the team currently or formerly that has went out and said Urban Meyer did that. Now there are also other guys on the current football team that had that had Coach Urban Meyer as that's had Urban Meyer as a head coach. Obviously, there are students at Ohio State. Urban Meyer taught at Ohio State who has had Urban Meyer. So pretty much a lot of people know, and then obviously we see Urban Meyer, come back to Columbus. A lot of people know Urban Meyer, and a lot of people are standing by Urban Meyer, which right now at the time you don't see a lot of people standing by Urban Meyer, especially in the NFL. But yeah, a lot of people are saying they didn't have those experiences at Ohio State. Again, people are going to point to him getting a spot took by Denzel Burke. I don't know. I don't know about that, but I will say one of the current players said that some of the stuff like the practices, like the early 5 a.m. practices, that's 6 a.m. they do that type of stuff at Ohio State. Even on one of the broadcasts, Kirk Herbstreit mentioned the early times that Ohio State has to start working out. I'm pretty sure that's all over the country. Having to get I don't know, but I would agree because I know here, especially in Ohio, especially in high school football, there are some of the top programs here have their guys get up for school and get up and have to work. Maybe 6:30, 7 a.m. if they start school at 8:30 here. But as far as Marcus Williamson, there are people that are obviously would love. I don't think an NCAA sanction would come from this. Urban Meyer's not. He's not even here, so I don't know what you would want to do. Basically it's Marcus Williamson opinion versus Urban Meyer's opinion, backed by a whole bunch of former players. So a lot of people are discounting what Marcus Williamson said. So basically, the experience that he had, it seems, must have been a one-on-one experience, and this could easily be debunked. All you gotta do is hire an outside team, that's not from the state of Ohio, and or not even they can be from Ohio and just basically sit down with Urban, sit down with Marcus, sit down with a team. There's still current players here, and to this point, you could, like I said, you could say a lot of things about Ohio State, but you can't say Urban Meyer, Urban Meyer probably talked to you crazy, and I would say Urban Meyer probably told him he probably would ruin his life if he smoked the weed. But I don't think that's I don't think you would want your football player smoking or doing drugs during football season or at all. I do think that's something Urban Meyer would say, but the other ones and painting Urban Meyer in a more negative light, especially using the R word, yeah, I don't know about that. You can say a lot about Urban Meyer, but that is probably the furthest that I'd see from him. You could call him, you know, a lot of things, a power hunger guy, obsessed with winning guy, but the R word is farthest thing from that. But we'll see. Obviously, him and Urban Meyer need to have heart to heart because he is to this point not even to this point he has nothing. He hasn't said anything bad about Ryan Day. Just basically Urban Meyer and the NCAA system as a whole. But now there's NIL money, which he talked about guys getting paid for their name, image, and likeness, but. This Marcus Williamson story is very wild, and a lot of people are discrediting what he said. And, like I said, everyone, even me being a student, I've had my own experiences at Ohio State, and they're far different from his. And a lot of people are obviously not in agreement with what Marcus Williams is saying. So I don't know why. Maybe he's mad because Denzel Burke took his spot. 5th year, I don't know about the NFL being a possibility, but he could have came out this way any time. He chose to do it now when obviously the pressure, Urban Meyer's low-hanging fruit, and anything you say about Urban Meyer is going to go viral.